Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We got the latest information from Kansas City. They don't have any idea on a motive, as far as I know. There's one dead in the Kansas City shooting at the parade yesterday, and multiple injuries, like 22 have been injured. Some of them are in serious condition. Last I heard, it was 3 people, I think, that were in serious or critical condition. Really awful. Once again, here's what it looked like in the aftermath as fans ran down the suspect.
Yeah.
Ran him down and tackled him. Then he got away, and another guy jumped on him, and then the same guy jumped on him again. God. Started wailing on him in the ribs. The other guy hit him in the face a bunch of times. The wife grabbed the gun. Heroes. I mean, that's great.
Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine?
Jeez.
Hello? What are the cops doing there? There we go.
Didn't take long.
Yeah,
they got there pretty quickly.
Yeah, but I mean, there are cops everywhere.
Yeah.
Which shows you no place is safe. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Can we?
That's right. Chris, they had snipers positioned, from what I understand, on some buildings. They were ready for something.
Hey, Joe, do you have the picture, like the aerial shot of how crowded and how dense this area was?
Look at that.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
That was right before the shooting happened.
What do they think? Like, I mean, it's obviously hundreds of thousands, if not close
I said hundreds of thousands, yeah.
Yeah, I think they were
close
expecting
to
a million. I think that's what I heard beforehand.
Yeah, that's got to be close to 1 million. Wow.
So, I mean, that's
huge.
Yeah. I'll start counting. Hopefully by the end of the show, I'll get you a number.
Do that.
All right. But I guess, people came from all over Kansas.
Oh, yeah. I mean, one of the heroes is from Omaha. I mean, Chiefs fans are all over that
One
region.
of them was from Wichita. They drove, I think it was 3 hours from Wichita to Kansas City to get there. So just incredible. This is a video close-up of the suspect.
Yeah, let's
go. Is that
go
what this is?
Joke has it all.
The gun is over here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, he's over there.
No.
Oh, we tackled him.
We tackled him. Yeah.
When we tackled him, the gun came out. We're good. Who's the other guy? Back up. Hey,
Chaos, man.
Hey! I got the guy.
Just why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
What
Who's
else?
the other guy that helped me?
Did we have another shot of this?
I think he took off already.
Go ahead and play whatever else we got next here. Oh, this is
Security camera footage. Oh, wow.
that.
Oh, jeez. Why?
Yeah. Terrible.
Golly. It's just so sad. So sad. And so senseless. Just, it's incomprehensible that this happens so often. It was a local DJ, Lisa Lopez, who was killed. What was she, 39, I think?
Oh, man. Mother of two. Chief super
really
fan.
Sad.
Just
22 others were shot, including 9 children that were shot. All of those are expected to survive. 3 people have been arrested. Do we have a shot of the 3?
well. First, I mean, let's go through this. How disinformation spreads, right? Because before we knew the identities, well, we don't even know the identities. Before we had the picture of the guy, people were saying it was this Salih Omar, right? See, look, there it is, Middle East terrorism. Okay, well, that name has come up quite a bit at events like this. And in fact, that guy was arrested. But let's show him just before this, shall we? He's drunk, publicly intoxicated, can barely stand up. That's that guy, Okay.
That's Sahil Omar?
No, I don't even
No.
think that's his name.
No, I don't know. That's not his
that
name.
name,
It always
Sahil
comes up.
Omar, is
Really?
attached to
Okay.
every tragedy that happens in America.
Weird.
But we do have video of 3 suspects who we think are the shooters or involved in the shooting. Yes.
Okay.
There they are.
And there
And
they
they're
are.
in red,
And-
gray, and yellow shirts.
And
there.
that yellow shirt is the guy that got tackled.
The number 15,
Yeah.
So Patrick Mahomes.
white supremacist.
Yeah.
Is that what we think?
I didn't want to say it, but
White supremacist, obviously.
Yeah. If you're listening, it's 3
3 black guys.
black gentlemen being taken away.
And no motive? We don't know any motive yet.
We don't know yet.
Bizarre. Really bizarre. Wow. So why does this Omar name circulate all the time?
I don't know.
That's really weird.
it's a troll.
It is.
It's a troll. Yeah. People automatically start trolling with that name.
And then they like to see who jumps on board
Yes.
to say, look, see. Anyway.
Right-wing kooks blaming Middle Easterners again.
Basically, yes.
That's what they want, no doubt.
But, of course, it was ban the guns, ban the guns, ban the guns all over social media yesterday, and that's predictable.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about to the left. Because that'll fix it.
Yeah.
That'll fix it.
Like if you had a national law tomorrow said guns were completely banned, then there would be no more shootings. Yeah, bad guys would be like, oh, shoot, my bad. Let me turn in my gun then.
Exactly right. Yeah, it's like the shooter in Houston who had so many criminal offenses and then couldn't get a gun and somehow got a gun. Weird.
That's weird.
Yeah, really weird. So, man.
So prayers to the family.
Yeah.
Families
Really
of those
sad.
affected.
Yep.
My goodness.
Just another tragedy. It's really, really sad. And speaking of tragedies, as we try to avoid certain tragedies, yesterday the chairman of the Select Committee on Intelligence, Congressman Mike Turner, released the following statement. Today, the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence has made available to all members of Congress information concerning a serious national threat. I'm requesting that President Biden declassify all information relating to this threat so that Congress, the administration, and our allies can openly discuss the actions necessary to respond to this threat. Supposedly, it is Russia related.
Okay. Yeah.
Supposedly, it is space related.
Yes.
And it's a weapon of some sort.
Nuclear weapon in space. Yeah. And so, my goodness, I'm glad that our government is on top of this threat from the Ruskies. So I love this, though. There was a follow-up there that said, per sources, this national security warning is not an urgent situation that the U.S. needs to concern itself with today. It's a longer-term problem, and this raw intel has existed on the Hill for some time. Not sure what prompted the Turner statement. What could have prompted the Turner statement? Anybody got a guess? Anybody? We trying to pressure the House into passing this Ukraine funding bill? It's exactly what that was. It's all a theater up there,
Sure
man.
is. That's exactly what it's about.
Stop it. And nobody fell for this yesterday.
Jeez. So it's not so they don't have a nuke in space?
No, this is, I mean.
They're just talking about it? I mean, what is we have that capability too. We could put nuclear
Right.
weapons in space if we wanted to.
I mean, here's the quote from ABC News. 2 sources familiar with deliberations on Capitol Hill said the intelligence has to do with the Russians wanting to put a nuclear weapon into space. This is not a drop. This is not to drop a nuclear weapon onto Earth, but rather to possibly use against satellites. End quote. But let's make sure we issue this press release right now so that the House will act.
You're going to blow up satellites with nuclear weapons? That seems like overkill. That's a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's really weird. Huh. Yeah, so it's to scare us into giving them $60 billion in Ukraine again. Because the Russian threat has to be neutralized. And hopefully Ukraine will neutralize it for us if we give them enough money. Everything's going to be fine if we could just give them another $60 billion. And then after that, it'll be another $60 billion. Then it'll be $100 billion. I mean, it's never going to be enough to stop this threat of of Russia overrunning Ukraine. There's just not going to be enough. And eventually they'll tell us that we need to send troops there because we're the next target. If we don't get this taken care of, we're going to regret it. They're going to come after NATO countries. Then it'll be a lot worse. Okay. So let's send troops. That's what's coming if we don't put a stop to this sometime. So National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan
he's good.
Was asked about that.
Obviously, the House Intelligence Chair speaking out about a imminent, or he doesn't say imminent, serious national security threat. The lack of your ability to say anything has the potential to raise distress for some Americans. In the simplest of terms, can you tell Americans that there's nothing they have to worry about right now in terms of what he describes as a national security threat?
Look, I think in a way that question it is impossible to answer with a straight yes, right? Because Americans understand that there are a range of threats and challenges in the world that we're dealing with every single day. And those threats and challenges range from terrorism to state actors. And we have to contend with them, and we have to contend with them in a way where we ensure the ultimate security of the American people. I am confident that President Biden, in the decisions that he is taking, is going to ensure the security of the American people going forward. And I will stand here at this podium and assert that, look you in the eye with confidence, that we believe that we can and will and are protecting the national security of the United States and the American people.
Perfect.
I feel safer.
Oh, knowing that Biden's on top of it?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, without question.
Although him saying that actually helps play their hand better, because now you're more terrified to think, oh, that's right, the old man's in charge. Oh, my gosh. I love that, though. That question is impossible to answer with a straight yes. I mean,
that's great stuff.
More.
Good stuff. Biden was asked about it. Here's what he had to say.
President Biden, do you have any comment on Russia deploying nuclear weapons into space?
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. There you go. There's
President Biden, is that the classified information Russia considered?
He keeps saying happy
Are you concerned about Russia sending nukes to the space?
Happy Valentine's Day. Okay. He was asked about it again. And here's what happened there.
President Biden, do you have a reaction to the shooting in Kansas City?
Oh, Kansas City this time.
Well, yeah. What are they talking about, Kansas City? What? Oh, there was a shooting. There's a shooting, and you'll talk about it tomorrow or something, or we'll have a press.
Are you concerned about the nuclear weapon in space from
We're getting more
Russia, sir?
information about the shooting. I don't have it all. I'll have it later tonight.
So he's on a 20-second delay. So now he's got to be asked, he's got to be informed by Jill about the nukes in space thing so that he can comment on that. I mean, it's just so bad.
Wow. Yeah, that fills you with confidence, doesn't it? Although they did have a really big card, though, that said, Happy Valentine's Day 2024, hugs and kisses, Jill. So we got that going for us.
It made it better.
That made it a lot better. I feel good now. Mm-hmm. Now I feel good because she's offering hugs and kisses to us, I guess. Or was that to Joe?
Sure.
I don't know. KJP held her daily press conference where she was asked why the president said on Tuesday that he'd take questions in the next day or two.
Remember? Because he has nothing on his schedule.
Yeah.
But that's how he finished the press conference, and everyone's like, wait, what? Is he coming back later, tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
The president said yesterday that he would be taking questions today or tomorrow. What was he referring to?
I don't have anything to share at this time. As you know, the president
Why are you out here
takes
then?
questions from you all often. I don't have anything on the public schedule to speak to. As you know, the president's going to be in Ohio on Friday. Just don't have anything to share on his public schedule.
She never has anything to share on tough questions.
I love that, though. He takes questions from y'all often.
No.
And the answer is, Happy Valentine's Day. That's your answers.
The worst. And, of course, the White House wants it known that if you're in the White House, if you're in the House of Representatives and you're tired of writing checks to the rest of the world, then you're obviously a friend of Vladimir Putin. We all know
House
that.
Republicans are still at it right now, siding with Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, and Tehran against our defense industrial base, against NATO, against Ukraine, against our interests in the Indo-Pacific.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, in addition to the fear-mongering that, oh, you're on Putin's side, you're on Iran's side, you notice how she mixed in that whole, basically, you're against our military contractors. How weird is it for a radically left administration? That's one of their sell jobs, is that how could you not be on the side of the military-industrial complex? How could you not be on the side of building more weapons in this country? I mean, everything's been just flipped upside down in this country. It's ridiculous.
And as for being a friend of Putin, Putin apparently likes Joe Biden. So,
Кто лучше, Байден или Трамп?
Who's better for us, Biden or Trump?
Он человек более опытный.
he's more experienced, more predictable. Biden.
Политик старой формации.
He's an old school politician.
I don't know what that's all about. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. What is he doing there? Is he trying to chase us to Trump?
I don't know.
I don't know what he's...
Who knows? I mean, former KGB, who knows what he's doing there?
No kidding.
Who knows?
But, I mean, that's just farcical.
And the Biden campaign recently joined TikTok, of course, despite the ban on federal employees that we talked about. And TikTok has apparently become fertile ground for pro-Hamas videos. So KJP was asked about that, too.
We believe it's important for Americans we value their opinion. We know this is a difficult time. We get that. We get that this is an incredibly difficult time, and we value and always make sure, obviously, bring the space.
Yeah. Hello.
Make sure there's space available for folks to share their concerns. And so that's something that we've been very consistent here with.
What?
I don't know,
Wait,
man.
what?
Well, nobody knows.
There's space at the White House for people to come and share their concerns? I didn't know about that.
I don't know.
Really? So you're inviting all the people to come down to the White House because there's space there where they can share their concerns. But play that one more time. I'm trying to decipher what is being said here.
We believe it's important for Americans we value their opinion. We know this is a difficult time. We get that. We get that this is an incredibly difficult time, and we value and always make sure, obviously, bring the space.
Value and always bring space.
Make sure there's space available for folks to share their concerns.
Share their
and so
concerns.
that's something that we've been very consistent here with.
No, you haven't. Because the question was, how hypocritical is it that Biden's on TikTok when federal employees are banned from it?
That had nothing to do with the question. Nothing. So are you talking about TikTok as a space where people can share their concerns? Or you're inviting to the White House where you're making space where they can share their concerns?
I don't know. I think Grover Cleveland used to let people come and hang out with him at the White House back in the day. Wait, hold on. I'm kind of just sitting on that Putin clip. Can we see that again? Because it was like, who's better for us here in Russia? Is that? Can we see that again? I'm sorry, I'm hung up on this. Who's better for
или Трамп? Байден.
Biden. I mean, yeah.
Он человек более опытный, он прогнозируемый.
More predictable. See, yeah.
Политик старой формации.
I don't know, yeah, because Trump scares the crap out of us. We don't know what he's going to do, so let's stick with Biden because we're making money off him anyway.
Yep.
Anyway, but yeah, the TikTok thing,
he's feckless. He's feckless. He doesn't have any feck, so that's a bad thing, I guess. You want somebody who's full of feck, not feckless, and that's Joe Biden. So.
Yeah, the Hamas thing. Yeah, it's become a fertile ground for promotion on TikTok.
Yeah,
that's where they go to
spread
their message of hate. Which you remember, like if you say, if you do this on social media, I mean, whoa, my gosh, the world's coming to an end. Look at the white supremacy. But Hamas, it's basically a PR tool for them over on TikTok.
Jeez,
just okay.
It's been a while since we've checked in, speaking of Hamas, on the Middle East and their biggest export. There's video from a park in Israel recorded on October 7th that's making the rounds. It's It's really disturbing to watch. It's not necessarily graphic, but it is disturbing.
Yeah, watch the kids.
So
on this.
just know that before we play this, depending on who's watching with you. But there's a terrorist who crossed into Israel, chasing down 2 girls, and shoots one of them as she runs away, and then shoots the other after he reloads.
Look at this. It's so bad.
Oh man.
And this
And the
girl-
other one just sits down because she's just too afraid to keep running. And he reloads. And eventually,
This is so hard to watch. This is who is
shoots her.
promoting themselves on TikTok. And
Yeah.
government doesn't care.
Unbelievable.
Oh,
Look how
turn
long this
away.
takes to. Oh, jeez. These are the animals that we're talking about who, all the college students in this country support. This is all fine to them. It is Israel who deserved this on October 7th. According to college students, it's one of their big chants is, I don't know, something about oppression brings on violence, or I don't know. But they condone it.
Yep.
They actually condone this stuff. Yesterday, there was a big vote in the House. It was to condemn Hamas rapes on October 7th and any other time, by the way. And the House voted in a bipartisan vote, to their credit, 418 to nothing, with Rashida Tlaib voting present. So she didn't vote against it, but she didn't vote for it either. Wait, you can't vote to condemn Hamas rape? Really? And the answer is no, she really couldn't. But she did vote present. So
yeah,
we got that going for us.
I watched an interview with, I think it was an 18-year-old girl yesterday who was kidnapped and dragged back into Gaza from Israel. And she saw her sister, her father killed in front of her, and she recounted just the horrors that are happening to these hostages. And it's there are no words. We're out of words.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to say despicable. That's not even strong enough.
No.
But just when you see these protests and you hear these chants, just remember what is happening still over there.
Right. The text of this resolution, see if you can maybe, vote in favor of this resolution. Okay. It declares in part that the House condemns all rape and forms of sexual violence as weapons of war, including those acts committed by Hamas terrorists on and since October 7th. Another portion of the resolution states that the chamber calls on all international bodies to unequivocally condemn the barbaric murder, rape, sexual assault, and kidnapping by Hamas and other terrorists on and since October 7th and hold accountable all perpetrators. You cannot get behind that? You can't vote for that?
That's controversial in the Congress 2024.
My gosh. Tlaib said that although the resolution rightly denounces any sexual violence by Hamas, I'm disturbed that it completely ignores and erases any sexual violence and abuse committed by the Israeli forces against Palestinians, especially children. Do we know of any sexual violence or abuse committed by Israeli forces on Palestinian children? I don't know. I've never heard of that. Wow. She claims there are numerous well-documented reports of sexual violence, including rape, committed by Israeli forces against Palestinians. According to whom is what I'd like to know. According to Hamas, because that is not a credible source. And yet, certain representatives in the House, like her, cite them, and so do news reports on a regular basis. They take the figures and the numbers that we get from Hamas and their health agency and just blurt them back out, vomit them out to the American people. It's incredible. We wonder how they became these bloodthirsty killers that we see on videos like we just saw. Well, here's another disturbing video of a Muslim toddler learning how to decapitate infidels as he practices on his teddy bear.
So get another tough to watch video. Oh my gosh.
Look at this. My God.
Allah Akbar.
Takbir! Takbir!
Gross.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow. Disturbing and sad and pathetic, and they don't have a chance.
Yeah.
They don't have a chance.
No. You wonder
to grow
why.
up decent, wonderful people.
Yep. You wonder why sadistic torture and murder just comes so naturally to them.
Wow. And how they can, on October 7th, call home to mom and dad and brag about the fact that they've just killed a bunch of Jews. Yeah, able to behead some Jews. Mom, put mom on. Jeez. Unreal. Well, that's how they can do that, because they're taught from a very early age. We've played the video in the past. It's been a while, but we've played the video of the children's shows that that they play in the Palestinian territories, in the Gaza Strip, that, you know, call Jews pigs and all sorts of vermin and teach hate, absolute hatred on these children's shows. And then you wonder, geez, what is happening to the Palestinian people? Why do they support the action that they took on October 7th in such incredible numbers? There was another survey done in the Palestinian territories, in the Gaza and the West Bank, that showed that 86 or 88%, I don't remember the exact percentage, but it was 86, 88%, supported the action on October 7th and said it was legitimate.
I mean, many residents of Gaza participated and are currently holding hostages themselves right now.
Right. They joined the terrorists. Just rank and file residents of the Gaza Strip went across the border and decided, you know what? While they're doing this, let's take some hostages ourselves. And they did. It's incredible.
Ceasefire now, though.
Yeah, ceasefire now.
Ceasefire now.
And let's divest all of our business from Israel, and let's condemn Israel in the UN and blame Israel for the occupation, which they haven't occupied the Gaza Strip since 2005. Jeez.
Yeah, well, and you wonder why Netanyahu gets so much crap for he's not even willing to sit down with them and negotiate. Have you seen what they're asking for? And you see who we're dealing with here. Would you sit down with them on their best day? No, you got to crush them. Crush them, defeat them.
Absolutely.
Wipe them out, man.
Did we sit down with Osama bin Laden after 9/11?
Can you imagine?
Did the rest of the world call for us to do that?
Can you imagine what we would have said to anybody suggesting, you do that? Okay, we'll do that.
They would have incurred the wrath of the American people. They really would have.
I mean, it was Giuliani even handed the check back to the Saudi prince.
All right.
Who suggested
$10 million.
Yeah.
He wanted to give him.
It's like, he's like, just the U.S., and their foreign policy, they should really rethink that. Here's some money. No, keep your money.
Stick your money up your rectal cavity.
Yeah,
is basically what he told him.
I think the U.S. needs to be in a constant state of reassessing their foreign policy, but I'm not going to take money as the price.
Yeah,
the ticket to ride.
Crazy. I mean, we've said a million times we don't agree with us being involved in every single country on this planet militarily, and we still have troops in Korea and Japan and Germany, and it's just unnecessary. Jordan, for some reason. Why are we in all the countries in Africa? But when it comes to being attacked on 9/11, We wouldn't have taken kindly to people telling us to negotiate with Osama bin Laden, and neither should Israel. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets here. Waggling Snoobs tweets, Pat looks like he just won a golf tournament.
Yeah.
I resent that a bit.
How'd you shoot?
I mean, the golfers, they don't know how to dress. Come on. They wear plaid, creepy, weird colors. Even the Masters is a green jacket.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
what tournament did you win?
Beige.
Answer the question.
Doral. I won the Doral tournament. Yeah.
Okay.
John Knorr tweets, a suit jacket today. I feel underdressed sitting in bed in my undies.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you are. You are.
Put some
But
clothes on, John.
We'll let it slide. But
so are we going to get an answer as to why you're all spiffy today?
I just thought, I dress up for other people's shows. Why not my own?
That is true.
Right? I go on Sarah's and wear stuff all the time. And
That's
so
a fair point.
I thought, why not? Plus, I was cold. So I thought you'd kill two birds with one stone today. And here I am.
All right.
Yeah.
That's nice.
From Big Poppy. Just one or two at the parade caused all the chaos. 800 cops and 3-letter agencies couldn't stop it. Now what do we do with tens of thousands of illegal people in this country who want to do us harm? Nowhere is safe. You must protect yourself. Well, yeah, and consider all of that and the fact they're trying to take the guns from us. Now how safe do you feel? Huh? Yeah, that's a good, warm, toasty feeling, isn't it?
It'd be a good time to remind people to never remember or never just settle on the narrative that is fed to you by those in authority.
That's for sure.
Always don't accept what's on the surface.
What's it? Yeah. Hawaii, they lost the rights to carry?
Yes, but that'll go to the Supreme Court. It has to. It has to.
Wait, you mean, hold on, the spirit of Aloha doesn't trump the U.S. Constitution? Because
that's what they're saying.
Seriously, what Hawaii Supreme Court said.
Are you serious?
It's the spirit of Aloha.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
To rob you of your Second Amendment rights.
Guys, isn't that great?
Can I use that?
Aloha.
Can I use that to defend myself?
Dude,
when I'm getting...
Hold on a second. First of all, that's today's title of today's Pat Gray Unleashed show.
Love it.
Spirit of Aloha. But you should use that. You get pulled over. I don't care if you're in Idaho today. If a cop pulls you over, just go, officer. Spirit of Aloha says.
Spirit of Aloha.
You
got to put the...
Right. Yeah, do the thing.
That's it.
Yeah, Spirit Aloha.
That's how you're going to get out a ticket.
I want a T-shirt. The Spirit of Aloha.
I love it. I love the Spirit of Aloha.
It's like a free pass. Like you should go to work today, borrow the laminate machine or whatever, and then put it in your wallet or your purse, ladies, and it just says
Spirit of Aloha.
Spirit of Aloha says I'm free to go, and you just show that to every law enforcement officer.
Conversely, the spirit of come and take it in Texas allows me to punch you in the face if I don't like what you're doing.
What?
Yeah, it's a little bit different than the spirit of Aloha.
So we have two, the Spirit of Aloha and the Spirit of come and take it.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know what? You're going to have to... Okay. Yes, you need to keep both of them in your car. If you're in a red state, you pull out the come and take it. Spirit of come and take it.
In liberal states, Spirit of Aloha. See which one works better. Which works.
Everything's covered.
Boom. Done.
It is amazing, though. The parade yesterday was filled with police officers.
Yes.
I mean, literally, I think there were 800 cops.
There were, yeah.
There was FBI agents. Mm-hmm. There was who knows how many federal agencies were there.
And we have pictures also of
look at that,
people in military gear.
Yes,
we have the FBI.
I don't know what military branch they were from, but there was military presence there.
We had local police departments.
I wonder if they got word of some sort of threat.
Is there a base next door, like close to that area?
I don't know.
Because it was pretty quickly, too, where everybody was on scene very quickly.
If anybody lives in Kansas City, maybe you could let us know if there's a base nearby or why. I mean, it looks like that's at least SWAT.
FBI,
not, that's okay.
Yeah.
So, but there was a lot of law enforcement present at this thing, and it still happened. That didn't deter these a-holes. Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, that just shows you. It doesn't matter if you make it a gun-free zone. It doesn't matter if you say...
doesn't.
Well, we have the police to protect us.
Right.
Protect
It's up
yourself everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, and that's what happened in the end, was that people, just rank-and-file fans, jumped on these guys and rounded them up for the police. Police got there fairly quickly because there was a million of them, but it was just average fans who brought the guy down. Amazing. Flensborg tweets, not all crimes have a motive. Something like earning infamy and spreading terror are real things. Yeah, very true. Pat's 34, Falcons 28 tweets.
All right, we got it.
Just a little reminder in case you forgot. Because what are we, 7-8 years beyond that now? 8 years, I think, right?
No, we are 7 years and 9 days, but who's counting? There will never
Seems like
be
you are.
a parade for the
Atlanta Falcons.
I can assure you of that.
One day there will be.
No, there won't.
One day they'll win.
I knew when it was 28-3. I knew that we were going to lose. That's a fact.
Sad.
That's
sad.
I copied and pasted the same text a dozen times. I went back and counted it after the game of people in the third quarter saying, "Congrats, you Falcons! You won the Super Bowl. You're going to be champions." Copy and paste. You don't know this team like I do. You don't know this team like I do. You don't know.
Do you still have those tweets?
Oh,
I want to see those because that's great.
That's awesome.
That
is awesome.
That's a realistic fan right there.
Yeah.
A fan who's a realist, not a dreamer like I am.
I would have to. It'd probably be easier going to find because I think I traded that phone in.
Yeah.
But I get asked a dozen or so people that I know were texting me. I bet they've got something like that, because I traded that one in. I'm looking around here because I know I keep my old phones, but not that one.
That's kind of commendable because I go into every season with BYU thinking, yep, this is the year. It's 1984 all over again. We're going to win another national championship. And my sons are always telling me, Dad, don't get your hopes up like that. It's too late. Already have.
Hey, you got Noah Lugo.
We got Noah Lugo from
Haslett.
From
he's
Haslett,
texting
Texas.
me. He's like, I'm training Chris, Mr. Chris. I'm training. I'm like, you better train, bro, because if not, I'm going to hear from Pat, and then you're going to hear from me.
That's right. Well, we've got 8 quarterbacks on the roster right now. So, it'll be a tough competition.
Well, just to show that I'm not just over across the board a pessimist, I totally believe Nebraska win the national championship again one day.
They have
I
to.
do not have that hope
They
for
have
the Falcons.
to. That's too big a program to never win it again.
But,
and it might be next year. They are supposed to be pretty good.
Hold on. There's a fun fact. You're going to love this. Just a side here for college football. What was it? The thing I was telling you about off the air a couple weeks ago? Somebody came up with a list of returning individual. It's called returning production.
Yeah.
So it's like, what are the categories? Like you take your rushing yards, your passing yards, all that stuff, and take those stats.
Defensive tackles,
and the returning players,
the people who produce.
Right. Nebraska has
how much is that?
80-something% returning. Yeah. So third most in the nation. I know. I'm myopic, but
could happen.
I put money on it. Of course, I
Plus
put money
they
on
got
the Falcons
Dylan, what's his face?
Raiola.
Raiola.
Yeah.
Dylan Raiola, the number 1 quarterback in the country, right?
Yes.
Going to Nebraska. Nice. So, we'll see. Anyway, Patriots 34, Falcons 28 tweets. I can only imagine the inner turmoil at CNN as they balance their desire to hype the story for gun control with their need to suppress the story because of the race of the shooters.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that makes it tough for them. It makes it tough when a trans person does that because it goes against the narrative that the existential threat, the biggest one we face, is white supremacy.
Yeah, I mean, that was a stupid Twitter handle, but a great point.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Tamara B., criminals will still get guns. It's part of being a criminal. Breaking laws. Yeah, that's something that they don't seem to understand, do they? They just don't. They don't get that. But back to Islam spreading its influence worldwide, as we were talking about a few minutes ago. Let's go to Europe for a moment, shall we? In Britain, churches are quickly being converted into mosques.
You'll be excused to think that this is a church, but as is the case across the UK, we've took it over. It's now actually a mosque, a masjid. Christianity is depleting, atheism is unfulfilling, Islam is here and it's here to stay. The British people, they might not like it, but as is the case with many things, there may be something which you don't like, which is good for you. So carry on making those churches for us. Keep them empty. We'll buy them in a few years' time and we'll make them into a mosque.
Jeez. They're telling us what their plans are, and we just blow it off. Well, that's great. Let them take over Great Britain. That's wonderful.
Laugh it off.
Isn't that great? That's wonderful. I'm glad they've got all these mosques.
Oh, man. That's
not. Just share it with us.
Great.
Yeah, open, honest about it. Yeah.
Boy,
that's good.
But the diversity in the community, Pat, is so much. That's
what we're looking for.
It's enriched.
Too. Yeah, we're looking for diversity. Mm-hmm. Well, not diversity of more Christianity, but diversity as it applies to more Islam. The more Islam we can get, the better it is.
Why would you say that? Why would you say it like that? Where no, we don't want more Christianity.
Well, because Christianity is evil and. And it's being spread. It was spread all over the world, and they need to be stopped. Mm-hmm. Because that's what contributes to all this white supremacy.
I see.
The Christianity. Do
you have any examples though of where like maybe it's not being promoted?
Any examples where it's not?
Like where the government maybe is not trying to help with Christianity.
Where they're not helping with Christianity.
Trying to lead to the next video clip where it's like the hypocrisy of these European governments, especially in Britain, where they're outright hostile to Christianity.
Like where Islamic prayers are being celebrated out in the open. Yeah. Maybe a place like that.
Okay, so that's cool. Look at that, huh? So you got your cultural enrichment there.
And where is this?
That's in Britain.
Okay, still Britain.
Saudi Arabia or Britain, same thing. So
it's beautiful, though. Wouldn't you like to wake up to this every morning? Because
it sucks. It really does.
Because you've been there, right?
Guys, what are you doing? This is cultural enrichment. What are you talking about?
So annoying.
How can you say that?
What
Chris?
time? What's the earliest prayer call?
6 a.m.
6
before the sun comes up.
They got you ready for this.
After the sun comes up.
That got you ready for this.
6 times a day. They do that 6 times a day.
Wow. I thought it was 5.
5 times a day.
Yeah, I think it's 5.
Yeah. Before, after, middle, before, and then after. Yeah.
Okay, so we saw Britain embracing Islam. Right out there in the open. The guy gets the bridge to himself.
Yeah.
How about Christianity, like you said?
Okay.
Let's see how it's treated.
Well, there's a Christian street preacher.
Okay.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, let's see.
Facing arrest for proclaiming the gospel publicly.
What are you talking? I thought we were enriching the culture on all fronts.
Well, yeah, with Islam, but not people like this. I mean, can't have this.
You might be committing criminal offences as well.
For example, give us an example.
Any homophobic comments?
Criminal offense.
If you make
listen to this charge.
If you make members of the public harassment, alarm, distress, it's a criminal offense.
Harassment, alarm, or distress. Can we revisit the dude on the bridge?
Okay, could you just tell me what you were saying?
So we're saying Jesus is the only way. Record this. We're saying he asked me what I've been preaching. So we've been preaching about the gospel of Jesus Christ. The Bible says. So can I just speak?
No, I'm talking to you.
Excuse me.
Provide me with your name.
We were talking to him.
Now he's talking to me.
No.
So unless you want to be arrested, because you will be. No. You provide me your name now. So
I'll apply him my name.
Sir, what's
apply
your
my name. Thank you.
Don't take any other thing other than his name.
Thank you.
You spend the night in the cell, and we can do that.
You're gonna spend the night in the cell preaching about Jesus.
Wow. Oh man.
Thank you, Joe.
But this is okay.
I mean, this guy gets a velvet rope in front of him and police protection.
Right.
You see the guys in the jackets?
Yep. Wow.
You might be committing criminal offences as well.
Might be committing criminal offenses as well.
What was it? Keep playing it. For harassment, okay, butthead.
You might be committing criminal offences as well.
For example, give us an example.
What a moron.
If it's what?
If you make members of the public harassment, alarm, distress.
Harassment, alarm, distress. Anybody feeling that from a dude on a bridge? Facing Mecca? No. No, we're good.
No, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine.
That's cool.
No, that's great. That's great.
Oh gosh.
I remember the days when I heard that, and I was like, "Okay, here it comes.
Here it comes.
Here comes the
well,
bomb.
that right there.
Here it comes.
That I think that was. We said it was Britain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, either that or Minneapolis.
Oh, true.
Could have been Minneapolis.
Elon Omar's brother.
How long
think
does
you
it
mean husband.
last? How long does it prayer? Because it sounds like it's a long time. I mean, it seems like it never ends.
6 minutes.
6 minutes. Nice. Nice. That's great.
It was weird waking up in Jerusalem to that.
And is the meaning of it to come down to the mosque now and it's time for a service?
It's basically
just time to pray.
It's time to pray. So when you hear it,
face east,
yes.
put your rug down,
yes,
pray.
It's been a while since I've told this story. At Newark Penn Station, trying to connect trains headed to Manhattan, working for Glenn in New York, and so you had to go off the top level downstairs to catch a train to go into New York. And one morning, it's a narrow stairwell there at Newark Penn Station. And there is a window right there at the turn. And there's a guy in front of me. He has a backpack on. And he stops at the bottom, in the middle of the stairs, right at that little turn. Mm-hmm. And he pulls out his rug and starts praying right there. And I'm right behind him. I'm like,
oh, man.
I've got a train to catch.
That doesn't seem safe.
No, I think you have to do it right there. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life or pray to your God or whatever.
Don't stop right here.
You did this to cause a stir on the stairs, bro.
No question about it.
Same with the guy on the bridge. He could have done that anywhere else.
Plus, all this is not going on just in Britain. It's happening all over Europe. It's happening in Italy, too, where students went on a field trip during the school day to a mosque, where they got to hang out during Muslim prayers. It's got a Lakers jacket on,
that's cool.
too.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Look at that kid in the black coat. He's looking at his friend like, can you believe we're here? Can you believe they didn't even have our parents sign a permission slip for this? No, I have no idea.
I mean, would you allow... They would never allow a Christian service like this. From public school kids? No way would they do that.
They wouldn't even
Not in this
let
country,
school
anyway.
kids go to the Mormon Tabernacle Choir to watch them sing, much less pray.
Oh, right.
I mean, come on.
That's right.
By the way, how did they were able to convince all those kids to take off their shoes? Because that's holy, holy areas. You have to take off your shoes.
I see that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
I'm surprised they're still able to keep their coats on and things. That's interesting. It doesn't seem super, I don't know, reverent with the Lakers jacket on. I should have maybe left that at the door, but...
Trying to figure out how to word this. I think if the coats were on the other side of the building, maybe that would be an issue.
Yeah? Okay.
Especially in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there wearing Never mind.
Right.
I'm going to stop.
All right. It's probably a good idea. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Going to the Gulf. Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And thanks for being with us. Got some tweets here. Lone Wolf 2965 tweets, if KJP never has anything to share, and if sharing is caring, then that must mean KJP doesn't care.
That feels like math.
Yeah. Feels
if a train leaves
true, however.
Chicago.
Right. Headed west.
Right.
At 55 miles an hour. And another train leaves from New Orleans going north at 60 miles an hour. Who will get to Chicago first?
It depends on what the spirit of Aloha says.
Okay. KJ blinking. Did KJP just say that the president is going to Ohio? Is that Palestine, Ohio? Yeah, it is.
East Palestine, Ohio. I think it's Friday evening.
And I thought that was going to happen 2 weeks ago, but he didn't make it then either. So will he make it this time? Who knows?
It's
who knows?
Boy, yeah. It's at the end of the week too.
Yeah.
So when he's heckled in public, it won't make much on the news cycle.
Right. That's right. Lutheran housewife, every time you guys show a KJP video, you actually make me miss Jen Psaki. And
giving the American people a little bit more of a breathing room.
And the will they, won't they deal she had with Ducey. Horrifying. Yeah.
Will they, won't they?
It's great.
Awesome.
Gender McGenderface, spirit of Aloha. Trumps the Constitution? Sounds like they got that off a snow globe from the gift shop inside of one of Hawaii's welcome centers.
Sure does.
Those judges should all be disbarred. Yeah. No kidding. McFlurry tweets, the spirit of Aloha says for me to tell my boss to shove it. The spirit of come and take it says my boss is going to pay me anyway. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay. Yeah, good. Non-compliant Protestant, small talk consists of one word, aloha, hello, and goodbye.
That's right. You'd probably get along there pretty well.
That. I like that a lot. That's nice. I told you about the guy who came to fix my garage, right? With this.
Wanted to explain it all to you and stuff?
Big talker. Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't want to hear any of it. None of it. And not because it was small talk, it was tech talk, you know? Oh. It was beyond small talk. It was to how he was going to technically do all the things he was about to do and why he was doing them. And I'm just like...
Is there any part of you that cares?
There's no part of me that cares. Tell me how much it is. Mm-hmm. How long is it going to take? And then I'm going back inside. Okay? You hang out in the garage and talk to yourself all you want. I don't care about the nuts and bolts of this thing. Do you? Would you care about if somebody's explaining?
It depends on
the inner workings of your garage door.
I like to learn things, and so I would have questions, but I do not need a presentation that feels like I'm at a timeshare conference. Yeah. That's what it feels like. You were a hostage or something in your own garage. It's like, bro,
that is what it felt like.
I've got things to do.
Right.
If you can't explain this and you've got 60 seconds, go.
Right.
Teach me some. You know what? Teach me something that makes me a hit at parties. Like, so if I'm ever find myself in the garage with my buddies, I can be like, oh yeah, it looks like you've got the something like me, you know, that makes the thing do the thing. And
there was
wow, you know that?
One thing I can use at a party. Eh? My garage door weighs 508 pounds.
That's cool.
That's cool, right?
That's a good fact.
Yeah. That's a heavy door.
Yeah. That's why. That's why you don't want it coming down on your foot or something.
Right. I'm
glad. See, okay. Remember back in the day, kids were getting crushed by garage door openers because there was no safety little signal thing. It was tragic, right? And you could literally kill people.
Right.
And so now you've got that little beam. But this is a first world problem if there ever was one. My thing isn't working in the mornings.
Like your thing isn't working in the morning? Does it work at night? Does your thing ever work?
Doctor gave me a pill. Anyway, so there's the garage door opener won't. It gets cold overnight. Because it's outside and it's like, nah, I'm not closing. But it'll open.
Oh, I hate that.
And so every morning for the past 2 weeks, I've had to go into the garage and then run over without hitting my head, but be over the beam.
Been there.
It's been an Olympic sport the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's
I haven't gotten around to fixing the damn thing.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Yeah.
All right, during the Super Bowl, we had the Jesus Gets Us ads, and a lot of people took offense to them. And I think with good reason, frankly. They were very progressive in nature.
It's not...
it's like excusing everything everybody does.
Right.
Out of love.
Well, it was the Jesus changes you thing we had yesterday.
Right. That's what happens, is that you change your life because Jesus loves you, and you love him. And so you want to do better and you want to be better. And plus he died for our sins and, you know, all of those things. He's not saying go ahead and do whatever you want and it'll be great. That's not the gospel. But certain segments of Christianity try to make that the gospel, that you can do pretty much whatever you want. And he does love us. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you're going to get where you want to go at the end of this thing. But the Babylon Bee has done a little twist.
Okay.
On the Jesus Gets Us. Okay. Here's their ad for Satan Gets Us.
Oh no. Oh, come on.
He accepts you just as you are. Never wants you to change. He believes in you. He affirms everything about you. They're leading you to believe. He affirms everything about you, especially your sin. He wants you to be with him or be with you in eternity forever. Satan. He gets us. Oh my.
Babylon Bee does it again.
Oh man. Brilliant. Brilliant. A little chilling, but brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the idea, right? Are we the only ones who were offended by that? Because it was
the Super Bowl ad?
Yeah. Yeah, the Super Bowl ad.
I think so. I think it was just us three.
Really? Just the three of us?
I think so. Well, and Steve
Never mind
Days.
then. Never mind. Us and Steve, so
Us and
four
Steve,
of us.
4 of us.
4 of us. Okay.
Like,
I mean, they've been doing.
I mean, I didn't go crazy over it because I've seen their ad a million times.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And I know what they do, and I know who they are, and I know what they're trying to say. That they're trying to excuse everything. And so it didn't really throw me for a loop, but I think more people had access to it because it was a Super Bowl. And so
another cool thing was that video that we showed yesterday from the pastor, right? So it was $7 million to just get the ad on air of the Super Bowl.
Right.
That pastor did that with, overnight, sitting in his home, did that, put it out there.
Yeah.
Basically, what, $100?
Probably. Yeah.
And
that's really good.
It was more truth than $7 million worth of.
Right.
Says a lot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And it wasn't, that didn't run just once, right?
No.
During the Super Bowl. I think it ran multiple times. I mean, they must have spent $30 million or more on that thing. Unbelievable. All right. We're heading deep into election season here. And you might be wondering, how are things shaping up right now? Let's take a look at how it's leaning for BIPOCs, people of color, blacks. How are blacks thinking right now? What are they thinking about between Trump and Biden? Let's take a
Joe
look.
Biden or Donald Trump?
Trump. He's not the best person in the world, but better than who's in office right now.
Thank
Trump.
you. Atlanta. She
Why?
said Trump.
Because he keeps it real. Even though if he hates people, he's going to let you know, but he still won't get the job done.
I love Donald Trump. Bring back Uncle Trump.
Bring him back?
Yeah, we need some
You're
more
gonna
stimulus.
Like it.
What do you think about Joe Biden? He's tired.
What has he done for us so far? We're in inflation.
Right.
He calls it shrinkflation.
Oh, where's it shrinking at?
How are you going to say that you're going to do this and do that for all the people, and then you go back on your word?
How is Joe
Right.
Biden doing for the country?
Poorly.
Maybe, does that say it all? Yep.
Yep.
That's great.
I don't know. The one lady who's like,
That's great.
bring back Trump, give me some more of that stimulus. And then the next clip of her, she's complaining about inflation. Come on. Stop.
You're saying that's tied together? Huh.
I am.
Wow, you've just really complicated the whole situation.
All of those black voters were interviewed in the city of Atlanta, for what it's worth.
Wow. Nice.
So it'll take
That's great.
a little bit more fraud this time around, sounds like.
I really hope that's representative of the
I do
way
too.
blacks are feeling across the country. Because we've heard this before. We've been down this road before. And I think there's been some improvement. But is there enough to swing this election? I hope so.
I believe
hope
CNN
so.
did the same thing, and they were getting the same answers.
Really?
I thought that was the one you guys were going to play. But they were getting the
You
same
saw
answers.
CNN do it too? Nice.
They were getting the
Should
same
look for that.
answers.
See if you can find that, because that's interesting. Also, Gen Zers are choosing Texas for their new home.
Oh, no.
More than any other state.
That's bad news.
Wait,
bro.
what?
Oh,
No.
No, man,
No.
we don't want you here.
We don't. No. Not with your attitude. Not with your politics.
What is, don't California my Texas,
Don't,
right?
Don't come. Don't come.
Right.
Where is Kamala when you need her?
Where is the...
Texas is reeling in more Gen Z movers than any other state, according to an analysis by Seattle-based real estate firm Zillow. Oh, I didn't know Zillow was based in Seattle.
Boy, is anybody based in Seattle besides them anymore?
I don't think so.
That's gross.
Zillow pulled its data from the U.S. Census Bureau's 2022 American Community Survey. Texas,
people fill those out?
Man, I don't.
No.
I do not.
I got your American Community Survey right here.
Texas netted over 76,000 Gen Z movers, beating out California and Florida, which place second and third, respectively, with over 40,000 each. So we had almost as many as they did combined. The net takes into account those moving into the state minus those moving out. So Gen Zers generally refer to 12 to 27-year-olds, and these are the people who are probably the most liberal group in the country, I would think. And they've been indoctrinated. They've been propagandized.
Yeah, we don't want you here. Kind of the thing.
Don't come.
Where's Kamala, bro?
Don't come.
Yeah. That's any population you're trying to attract. That's the one you don't want.
Yeah.
Do not come.
Thank you.
We got there.
There you go.
Do not come.
Do not come. Do not. Unless you've got a Texas state of mind, unless you got Texas attitude, unless you've got Texas ideology, then yes, go ahead. We'd love to have you. But otherwise, if you're coming here to California-ized Texas, no thank you. No. We don't need any of that. We got plenty of Californians. What is it, 7,000 a day or something that move into our state? It's crazy.
So you want the spirit of come and take it, not the spirit of aloha.
Thank you. That's a good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
It's 7,000 a day?
Something
from
like that.
California?
Yeah, it is something like that. Yes.
Well, that explains quite a bit that's happening here.
It does. Yeah, it does.
It ain't red.
Although, as I think about that, multiplied by 365, it can't be 7,000.
I don't have a computer right now. My computer is broke.
And then you're talking, what is that, millions?
Wait, so I got to do 365 30 minutes?
Yeah, times 7,000.
2.5 million a day from California?
No, a year. 2.5 million a year.
I mean,
I think that's probably too high.
Yeah,
that's too high.
So according to this,
is it 1,000 a day? It's a lot.
According to this, back in 2023, for the year, more than 343,000 people left California for another state.
How many?
Okay.
343,000.
So, and not all of those came to Texas, obviously.
And then it shows that 102,000 California residents joined Texas in 2022.
122,000?
102,000.
102,000. Okay.
In 2022.
So that's definitely less than 7,000. Thank you for calling me on that, Keith.
I'm just glad that
is it 700
I'm
a
not
day?
the only
Probably.
one that's mathematically challenged. That just feels good, huh?
See what that is a day. 122,000 divided by 365, and it comes up to...
You do it. You do it. Because I already forgot what he said.
Comes up... Okay. It's 122,000, right?
Okay.
102,000.
102,000 divided by 365.
Okay.
That equals
279.
279 a day. Or very close to 7,000 per day.
Hey, you're among friends, bro. I'm not judging. You're in the ballpark.
Thank you. Right.
I mean, look.
It's a big ballpark.
On a scale of 0 to a trillion, you were...
Right there.
Right there.
Right there.
Oh, sorry. If I would have read the story, it says 300 a day. Sorry.
300 a day?
If I would have just kept reading the story. Or 300 a day. Decided to make the move to California.
300 a
From
day.
California to Texas. So
7,300, whatever.
We'll get it. We'll get there.
Close.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
Could have just read the story.
All right. This past December, drug shortages hit a record high, and that's causing severe disruptions in medical treatments. There's delays, there's treatment cancellations, the unfortunate rationing of vital medications. Things as vital as amoxicillin are in short supply, along with about 294 other drugs that we need. Now, amoxicillin can be one of the antibiotics that you get in the Jace case. This comes with 5 antibiotics. And you can add ivermectin if you want. There's a whole bunch. They're working on expanding their list of medications that are available. It's fantastic. You don't want to be caught without. You really don't. Maybe you're just traveling and you're not near your pharmacy or your doctor, and it's just so much more convenient to already have things if you you get sick on the road and you know what you have, and so you just start taking an antibiotic. It's awesome.
And that's Murphy's Law.
It
You're
is.
going to get sick when you're traveling.
I always do.
Prepared. Yeah, absolutely.
I always do. Everybody should be empowered to care for themselves and their loved ones during the unexpected. So get yours today. Go to jacemedical.com. Enter the promo code PAT at checkout. You'll get a discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at jacemedical.com.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Well, this is good. In the spirit of Aloha, Joe Biden has refused to meet with Speaker Mike Johnson on the border. Yeah, it's the spirit of Aloha. It's the spirit of bipartisanship. It's in that spirit of let's get together and work this thing out because we're not enemies here, right? We're friends. Let's see if we can work something out. Nope, he won't get together with Mike Johnson.
He just gave a mini speech 2 days ago where he's like, I urge the speaker to move forward on this.
Right.
So go convince him, old man.
Right, exactly.
Oh, gosh.
Johnson's team has issued multiple requests to the White House for a one-on-one meeting with the two leaders. But Biden and the White House officials have repeatedly said they believe the House should take up the Senate-passed national security supplemental instead of meeting and renegotiating a new package. Well, they've already said, no, I'm not bringing this to the floor. I'm not doing it. So we need something new here. We need something with border security. Don't talk to me about immigration reform right now. First, we close the border to illegals. Keep it open for legal immigrants. Close it for illegals. Is that really so difficult? It's not. And we've seen that it can be done, and it has been done in certain areas where they put up the razor wire and have decreased by 90 to 95% the illegal crossings in that area. Oh, they just go somewhere else. But what if you were to secure the border that way along the entire border?
See, I think what you're getting hung up on here, Pat, and I apologize if I'm putting words in your mouth here.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you're talking about how an actual nation would govern itself.
I am. That's kind of silly,
See,
right?
Because you're not dealing with
since we're not an actual nation.
We're not
anymore.
a country anymore. Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, sometimes I forget that this is not a country anymore.
Right. So your takes are a little outdated on this because you're expecting a nation to actually protect its borders.
It's so 1987. I apologize.
It's
crazy.
Throw your hands up, man.
I know. Can we not get together? Why would you not get together with the Speaker of the House and hammer something out? Why wouldn't you? It doesn't make any sense to me.
I have an answer.
Keith,
teacher,
go ahead.
Teacher,
Yeah.
Is it because you don't want any kind of solution on the border, and you do want, a month from now, when you give your State of the Union address, be able to say that Republicans just won't protect our border? What do I win?
A brand new Cadillac Seville door handle screw. Congratulations.
Oh, where do
Congratulations.
I have to pay taxes on that gift?
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, of course.
That sucks. Yeah, in fact, just
do they even make a Cadillac Seville anymore?
Just roll with it. Don't ruin the bit.
Yeah.
So yesterday, one of the questions I did not send in that KJP was asked about was, hey, Washington, D.C. is crime-ridden. Mm-hmm. And you could fill in the blank, any city in America, any large city.
Yeah.
And like what they're doing now is they're having to have police protection for kids to walk to school in Washington, D.C. now. Mm-hmm. And there was another, I forgot what it was. There was another shooting or something. Anyway, and one of the reporters goes, hey, does the president have anything to say about how high crime is here in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital? It's out of hand. It's the highest it's been in however many years. And KJP's response was, I mean, she is just the worst. She goes, yeah, Republicans don't want to help protect America and stuff. It was basically that answer. I don't understand. It's like she has these pre-programmed things.
Oh my gosh.
If you get anywhere close to where her talking point is resting and lying in wait, then that's what she's going to present. It had nothing to do with anything Republicans.
And Democrats control that city. Almost 100% Democratic control.
And by the way, did we forget the terrorist attack that happened yesterday? when they attacked the Constitution. Joe, play it.
All right. Wow.
Or not.
They did it at night, so the FBI doesn't have any kind of camera footage.
Alrighty, that was perfect.
That was good.
And for the people that are watching on the YouTube, that's the video right there. I'll fix it.
Okay.
He goes back later and fixes it.
I will fix it.
But yeah, it was the Stop Oil people.
Stop Oil people that went in there and
powder on the Constitution.
red powder on the Constitution.
But fortunately, it's behind glass.
Yes.
Right.
We learned that from National. Oh, there it is.
Right. But we don't know if it got in the vents or something.
That is true. They do have a vent in there. Yeah, you're right.
I'm sorry if I was there.
Oh, it's game
I'm
on.
punching those a-holes in the face. I am. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to be arrested.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think you and I would be like, which one do you want?
Because you morons are going down.
Bell, you notice that
and it's worth the arrest.
I'm sorry. 100%.
It's worth the arrest.
The police are wearing masks.
I will cut out every newspaper clipping so that my kids for generations can see what I did.
Yep.
If you see that female in the front, she stops people saying, no, don't touch him, don't touch him.
That is despicable. Yep. Okay, I don't even want to listen to him. I can't even. But it's a Stop Oil bullcrap thing.
Yeah.
Well, how did that help? How did that help your cause? You've just pissed off
everybody.
Every patriotic American in this country.
We got about half a dozen of us left.
Yeah, about maybe 15.
15 people left.
Three in this room.
Got really pissed off. Yeah.
But we're damn pissed. Those of us who still are patriotic. And how does that bring me to your cause? How? Trying to ruin the U.S. Constitution.
You don't touch that.
You don't touch
we see those videos, and I just think, man, I'm glad I wasn't there to be inconvenienced. I'm glad I wasn't. That's actually one scene where I wish I was.
Yeah, I wish I was there.
Show you how to stop that real quick.
But again, I'd be in a D.C. jail cell right now, but
I'll take it.
It'd be worth it, man.
Oh, absolutely.
It'd be
Think
worth
of that.
it.
Do a live remote from there. Do your one phone call.
Right.
Would be to that board in there and do the show for 2 hours from jail. Yes. Let's go.
Oh, that angers me.
I know, man.
It should.
Wow. All right. Steve Baker with more stuff that angers us. The J6 pipe bomb cameras situation. We're going to play those videos, talk to Steve about it next.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Thanks for being with us. 888-930-3393, joined by Steve Baker, a Blaze journalist who's done just absolutely astounding work on January 6th and the insurrection that wasn't. So the latest... Well, first of all, let me ask you this. Have you been arrested yet? Are you going to jail? Do you know when you report? What's going on there on that front?
No, the last thing we heard, my attorneys heard from the Department of Justice was the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Right.
They said that my updated self-surrender
Which you were
date-
supposed to surrender before Christmas,
That's
right?
correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
And then they let you off the hook there.
Then they changed their mind again, and then they said it'll be in mid-January, and that we'll give you 7 to 10 days notice because they have worked around my travel schedule and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it is a because I'm such a dangerous hombre. There,
right? The streets just aren't safe with you on them right now.
So anyway, the point being is that they said it'd be mid-January, and we've not heard a word from them since. And it's February now.
The statute of limitations is it's up. It's up now. So I just want them to shut up about this. Leave them alone.
I
all
wish
right?
it was. I wish it was.
So we're at 3 years now. Over 3 years and a month. And so if you can't get it done by now, forget it, I say. But I think they may have some disagreement there. Anyway, we've got some new pipe bomb camera footage, and we wanted to start out with what you uncovered recently, just last week, right? You found this, or were able to obtain it?
We were able to obtain it. I actually found it 8 weeks ago.
Okay. So how did you find it? Are you just pouring over 14,000 hours of video?
40,000 hours.
40,000
of hours.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what you're doing.
Right.
And then you saw some of this video, and then you tried to go get it.
Yeah, you actually, go to D.C., you apply for time in front of the Capitol CCTV viewing room monitors that they have in one of the congressional buildings. And then once you're granted the access, then of course, you have to take, because you can't take screenshots, you can't use your phone, you can't use anything in that room. So you have to handwrite everything on a notepad. And so you write your camera numbers down, the time codes that you want, and then you go back and type it all up and submit it to the congressional committee that's in charge of this. And then they have to get it approved because there are sensitive areas of the Capitol. Like, for instance, when we released the Special Agent Lazarus video, the guy who perjured himself in the Oath Keepers trial.
All right.
Those videos were down in the tunnels underneath the Capitol, so we had to get those approved, and we had to blur out certain things. And then, obviously, with this bomb video, there were things about this bomb video they did not want out there.
Isn't that interesting?
Yep.
And they tried to tell you, I mean, at the last minute, too, that you couldn't have it. Right?
Yeah.
Because it was too sensitive.
Yeah, we were scheduled to work on the actual bomb destruction video. Well, this is brand new, Blockbuster. You know, we put it up last night.
We'll tweet these out.
And we knew that we had gotten, quote unquote, the approval for it, and it was supposed to be sent to me in a Dropbox on Wednesday night. At 9 o'clock on Wednesday night, I get a call from the actual chief of staff of the congressman that oversees this video, and he said, "You can't have the video." I'm like, "What?" He said, why? He said, well, it's classified technologies being used to destroy that pipe bomb. And I went, no, it's not. And he's like, oh, no, they've told us that it's hypersensitive and we can't release it. I said, no, you can go to the Department of Homeland Security website. In fact, I'll send you the link and you can read all about it.
So great that you knew that.
Yeah, you could buy it on Amazon.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so you did get it, and I think this is self-explanatory, right? You kind of walk us through what's going on here on
73
on this video.
Was the most important camera. Are we running the audio to it? Okay.
Yep.
Pipe bomb story event. You've probably already seen Thomas Massey's release of the video in which it appears that a Capitol Police plainclothes officer has discovered the bomb and has alerted the Secret Service and the Metro Police officers that were on the scene. You've probably also already seen the bomb-sniffing dog, and you may have already also seen the arrival of then Vice President-elect Kamala Harris's motorcade.
And there it is.
What you haven't seen is, well, what somebody in the Capitol Police Command Center didn't want us to see. And that's the actual investigation of the bomb scene. What we're going to show you now is how they hid that from us.
Okay.
What we were able to access from the Capitol CCTV viewing room is how long that camera, number 3173, had remained in that fixed position. We were able to go back as far as December 28th of 2020, just 8 days or so before the events of January 6th. And from that review, we could see that the camera's positioning was in that fixed position for days, weeks, months. But ultimately, it was only just these very few minutes after the bomb's discovery that camera began to move.
Oh. Interesting.
The camera then began to move, pan, zoom in, looking for the bomb itself. The one thing that we know for sure is that camera 3173 was the most crucial of all the cameras. It had the closest and the clearest view of what law enforcement's response, what their investigation, and ultimately the destruction and detonation, or the attempted detonation of the bomb would be by the bomb squad robot. But inexplicably, and I'm getting tired of using that word every single time we do one of these investigations, but that seems to be the key word when it's related to January 6th, is that at approximately 1:40 p.m., camera number 3173 was remotely directed away from the scene at about a 90-degree angle, and then it remained in this newly fixed position away from the investigation for the rest of the day, or at least until midnight on January 6th.
Phenomenal.
Now, it might be assumed that this was an error, an accident, an oversight. Maybe somebody bumped the joystick on camera number 3173 until we then review camera number 8020. As we are seeing the robot deployed down the street, headed towards the bomb, someone, again, directs camera 80/20 away from the investigation scene and then affixes it once again, it seems like at a hard right 90-degree angle away from the investigation once again.
Okay, the only thing you're left to conclude here, at least as far as I can tell,
turn those cameras away from the investigative scene?
Good question.
Who ordered those cameras to be turned away?
Mm-hmm.
What were we not allowed to see? Stay tuned to Blaze Media for those answers.
I mean, you would assume, I guess, that they were turned away because they didn't want you to see that this was a dud bomb, and they knew it was.
That is absolutely the assumption.
Yeah. What? So, I mean, what reasonable conclusion can you reach other than that?
There's not a reasonable conclusion.
There isn't, is there?
No.
I mean, I was racking my brain yesterday trying to come up with, okay, well, why would you do that in a legitimate way? Was something else going on in the area? And the answer was no. Nothing else was going on in the area that they had to look at. They're just can't. I don't know. I don't know what the reasonable explanation would be.
We've spoken to multiple law enforcement individuals of all types, from the Capitol Police to FBI. And in every single level of federal law enforcement that we've spoken to, they say the same thing. There could only be one reason to divert those cameras away, is that if they were using some very highly sensitive, classified technology.
And that's what they tried to tell you they were doing.
And that's what they tried to tell me, and that is absolutely incorrect.
Yeah. Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Incredible.
This shows you how incompetent the government is, even when they're trying to hide something. In other words, they knew, they probably thought there's no chance someone's ever going to do this investigative journalism and find out what we did. But just in case they do, let's turn the cameras away. How obvious could you be here? But I love the video that you posted last night of it actually being, destroyed.
Yeah. We'll get to that in 1 minute. First, I got to tell you, elections in Taiwan, North Korea on the brink. Iran is increasing its aggression. I mean, there's a lot of global instability as we ourselves plunge into primary season, and there's all kinds of things going on here, and we're talking about some of them right now, as a matter of fact. So, have you sheltered your savings and investments from potential major setbacks to the economy? It's not too late to diversify an old IRA or 401k into gold, and Birch Gold Group can help you do just that. As opposed to many other investments, gold thrives in times of uncertainty. I mean, they're talking about gold maybe reaching $3,000 an ounce. But wherever it winds up, you need it as part of your portfolio. Diversify your savings into gold. Here's how Birch Gold can help you do that. They'll convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. And it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. So just text PAT to 989898. Get your free info kit. Go through that. Figure out if it's right for you. And this is something you want to do. It's got an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. It has countless 5-star reviews and thousands of happy customers. So please arm yourself with the knowledge and diversify your portfolio through precious metals. Again, text PAT to 989898. Claim your free info kit. Protect your savings with gold from Birch Gold Group today.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Okay, so we're talking with Blaze journalist Steve Baker, who has done incredible work on January 6th. And I think this latest footage is so damning on the part of the Capitol Police and the FBI, and they just don't want us to know what shenanigans were being pulled on January 6th. I don't know. I mean, they didn't. Have they really used that to show that, I mean, this was a deadly insurrection? Is that what's going on here, that they still want us to think that those pipe bombs were poised to go off at any second? And that just shows that these people were serious about hurting others and stopping the election from going forward.
Here's what is not going to be said by politicos on the left right now. But I will tell you that even the journalists from the mainstream media are admitting to me off the record that they even know that these bombs were nothing more than diversionary devices.
Wow.
That's it. That's all they were.
Shame on them for not reporting
Wow.
it, too.
Yeah. Well, it is.
sure.
But that is exactly the conversations that I have when I'm in D.C. talking to these guys in the courthouse, or wherever.
And they don't
else.
have the guts. They don't have the will.
They're
What is
probably
the
not
deal?
allowed. They don't have the editorial privilege that we have here to tell the truth.
Right. All right. Let's take a look at what you posted last night and this latest video. Do you do a voiceover on this too? Or
there's a voiceover.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
As we've already shown you, camera numbers 3173 and 8020 were both turned and panned hard away from the investigation scene at almost a 90-degree angle. But there was another camera, and this particular camera is one they really didn't want you to see. We received a tip from a senior congressional aide who told us to go look at this particular camera and see what we could see. Well, we did just that. When we saw camera number 4205, we saw that it was zooming around and panning just like the other cameras were. And finally, it came and settled on a particular scene, probably then ignored by whoever the camera operator was, because it never returns to its original position for the rest of the day. But just on the far left edge of the screen, we can now show you the robot extending the water cannon, and boom. Now that you've seen the bomb being destroyed, it wasn't actually detonated. As a matter of fact, this water cannon is a disruptor, and it fires a very high velocity, almost like a shotgun shell round of water or other type of liquid meant to disrupt the circuits and also whatever the explosive materials are inside the device. So what we're witnessing here is one of two things. Either the water cannon did its job perfectly as designed, and it is very reliable, or we're looking at an inert device. Maybe both.
Yeah.
There's more, a lot more coming from this camera. To be perfectly honest with you, there were powerful forces that did not want this footage to be given to us. As a matter of fact, we didn't even have it until last night. There's a lot more to show you from camera 4205, even the evacuation of then Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Stay tuned to Blaze Media.
Absolutely fascinating. Jeez.
I think, man, everything today
We're just being lied to.
Has been theater.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything.
Yeah, especially on January 6th. They love the narrative. They've pushed the narrative. They think that that adds to their power base. They think that that helps them win this upcoming election. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to push that narrative that there was an insurrection on January 6th, and it was MAGA Republicans that carried it off. It's agonizing. But I don't suppose you want to share all the rest of the stuff that's coming out just yet.
All depends on what we want to share.
Just give us everything you have right now, and let's get it out
Everything that I have in here right now.
I feel like they may lock you up just to keep you from releasing more videos.
You know,
Did you worry about that?
No, as a matter of fact, almost every single day, every time we release one of these videos, somebody says in the comment thread on social media, they said, you do have personal security, right? They ask me that. And I think it's actually playing out the opposite. I think that the more of this that I show, the more of this I reveal,
less danger you're in.
Well, I think legally, I would say, because ultimately they're going to have to make a decision. Are we going to go after that guy and have to deal with him?
Look really bad.
Amplify what he is unearthing even more.
Yeah.
Right.
It'll be a PR disaster for them if they do this.
I wish we would have had you on for the whole hour because we're almost out of time here. We got about 5 minutes. But you've got new information on the Harry Dunn situation as well, right? Now, Harry Dunn is running for Congress.
Yeah.
He is supposedly a hero from January 6th.
Yeah.
He lied through his teeth. Tell us what the latest is on Harry Dunn, Capitol Police Officer.
The latest, as you revealed, is he is running for Congress. He's fundraising every day. He's speaking at events. He's doing all the things that a politician is supposed to do. He has obviously had to leave the Capitol Police as a result of that, because you can't campaign with the uniform on.
Right.
It's a violation of the Hatch Act, actually. And so
They still honor that up there?
yeah. But we're not done with Harry. We just released another video about Harry, and in fact, it was he was made famous first of all by the claim that he was chanted, the N-word had been chanted at him. 20, 30, 40, 50 people were chanting that racial epithet at him, which of course has never been proven, because even in the most photographed, recorded event in human history, that video doesn't exist. But we did find an N-word video, and we released it. Blaze. And amazingly, this blows my mind. No MSM outlet has picked up. And you would think that if MSNBC had the N-word on a January 6th thing,
that's gold.
We
to
would
them.
never, ever not see a January 6th story without that audio.
No
The committee would have aired it first clip.
But we released it, and now they won't roll it.
And why is that? Was it directed at Harry Dunn, or was it directed at somebody else?
It was directed at another officer who couldn't even hear him because he was so far away and in the crowd noise. It was picked up on the guy's personal cell phone camera. Him, shouting the racial epithet. And it's the first one found out of all of that thousands and thousands of hours worth of camera footage that has been made public. It's the first one we've seen. So
all of these videos that we've played today, the two bomb-related videos just there, and then the I think it's 13 minutes long, your Harry Dunn video, just tweeted out at Pat Unleashed if you want to see these for yourself.
Just as a reminder, what were some of the things that Harry Dunn said that just were not true?
Everything.
Yeah, just everything.
No, and this is one of those things that's just not an exaggeration. He testified before Congress. He perjured himself under oath in front of Congress. He perjured himself in the Oath Keepers trial, testifying against
and people
those
did
Oath Keepers.
Serious time,
absolutely.
part as a result of his testimony.
And then, of course, he released his book in October, and it is a fairy tale from beginning to end. And we're continuing the process of rolling this out, and we're going to show it. We have harvested a day in the life of Harry Dunn on January 6th, and it's not going to be pretty when we roll the whole thing.
Can't wait.
And where's he running for Congress out of?
Maryland.
Okay.
There's another Capitol Police officer who's always on CNN and MSNBC. What is that guy's name?
I don't know.
Gunnell?
What?
Gunnell?
He's the white guy.
It might be Gunnell, yeah.
There's Gunnell, and then there's the Fanone. He was actually
Fanone.
He was a Metropolitan Police.
It's Fanone.
The tattooed.
He is an absolute douchebag, a lying sack. And it's incredible to me how many of them there have been, and how these lies continue to perpetuate over time. 3 years later, we're still hearing that cops were killed that day. How is that possible?
I will tell you this, just sitting out in the lobby waiting to come in here in this room today, I received a message from a very high-ranking Capitol Police official. That's all I can say about that. And he said, keep the Lazarus and Dunn stories coming. Our officers love your work.
Really? Wow. Wow.
Because
that's good to hear.
They know.
Yeah.
They know that these celebrity cops have been elevated for the purpose of perpetuating that narrative, and they're basically willing to say whatever they're being told to say.
Yeah. 5 people were killed that day. No. 2 people were killed that day, and they were both in the Trump-supporting group of people.
Yeah.
Mob, if you will.
Is there ever going to be justice for the killer of Ashley Babbitt?
Well,
that seems like it's over.
There. I will tell you, there's going to be civil
lawsuits.
Yeah, but it's not over yet. But it's going to be very difficult because he was cleared. He was cleared as it being a clean shoot by the
How's that possible?
Investigating agencies.
Did he even issue a warning? Like, stop.
Nothing
don't come
that,
through.
Nothing that she could have heard because of, again, the crowd noise and all the activity. And they were on two different separate sides of glass. So that glass broke.
Basically
there's
stalked
noise,
her, really.
Yeah, I mean, it was a horribly tragic situation.
Yes.
And you can see fault on both sides. At the end of the day, she was unarmed. At the end of the day, could he have waited and paused and made sure? Yeah, he could have.
Completely unarmed. She weighed, 90 pounds soaking wet. I mean, I don't know what the threat was. Really.
Well, and we also have information about him. He was not a great cop, and that's coming as well.
Wow. All right. Well, Steve, thanks for everything you're doing. In the face of, real threats from law enforcement, it's really... It's amazing, the work you've done.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Gosh.
Continue to bring the truth to us and let us know your further updates, because I can't wait to hear.
We'll do it.
All right. Steve Baker doing all that tough work on January 6th, despite the threats of going to jail over it.
Yeah, and there's a lot that Steve has written. If you go to theblaze.com, I think the easiest way is just go to the search bar and type in Steve Baker, and then all of the stuff that you've written shows up there. And
Keith, accurate on that? Is that the easiest way?
Yeah.
Is that what you would like people to
or
do?
You can follow him on Twitter.
Or follow me on Twitter.
Well, I can't remember the handle. There's too many numbers and letters. And
TPC4 USA. Or just go to Keith's. He's got me linked there.
Yeah, in fact, I just tweeted out all those links, and so you're tagged on that. Yeah.
Excellent.
You're a great follow, so people need to keep up to date on everything.
Thank you.
I mean, and by the way, if anybody can think of a reasonable alternative explanation for the cameras being moved, I'd love to hear them. Maybe share that with us tomorrow. We still have overtime coming up today. We'll finish off the week together. Jeffy will join us then, right here on Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.